Ready? Call the Fire and Select Board meeting to order at 6:01. We all rise for the pledge, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody see payroll and manifest?
Yes.
Yep.
Aye.
The minutes from April 21st.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of April 21st.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Did everybody see the lease contract for the 10-wheeler?
Did.
That is actually $20,000 less than what the board approved a couple weeks ago. Because the upfitter that quoted us didn't want to have the truck ready in time for this winter, we chose to go with a different upfitter. And in doing so, ordering a truck, different upfitter, was able to bring the price down by $20,000. So, saves us some money there. I do need a motion for the chair to sign that.
I'll make the motion for you to sign the what's it, the lease agreement
For the 10-wheeler.
for the 10-wheeler.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We had 2 letters of hire for town hall. Did everybody see the energy audit for a library?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is free for the town. Do need a motion for the chair to sign that.
I'll make a motion for the chair to sign the energy audit for the library.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Last year, Highway did sell the water truck they had on govdeals.com. We did get payment for that for $1,425. So we have finally received that. There. And I'm going to call the fire chief a little sooner. Come on up, Al. I'm going to over and do this.
All right, the first thing is I attended a New Hampshire Fire Chiefs meeting 2 weeks ago, and at the Fire Chiefs meeting, the New England Fire Chief, for volunteer and for call people, we received a grant for $3.5 million. That grant will pay for up to 3 people for each volunteer fire department, an NFPA physical, and turnout gear. So we have to provide the physical first and get letters of acceptance from a physician. I have all the forms here. And then the turnout gear we've already bought. We bought them after December 21st to be eligible for reimbursement. So we can be reimbursed. The physical is up to $400 and $4,200 for the turnout gear. So I'm applying for the grant and not the grant, but I'm applying for reimbursement. It's not a grant, it's reimbursement. Just to let you guys know.
That's a safer grant.
Yeah. So it's we have to pay first, and all we have to do is submit the receipts. Then we're going to pay for. We already bought the gear anyways.
So that's not to add additional personnel
No,
on the department.
no, they're all kind of different safer grants, but it's basic. So just to let you know, if anybody says all the paperwork's here, so we don't have to put any money up. We already paid for the stuff. You know, that's my first.
So the grant is just for equipment?
It's for equipment and physicals, yes, and memberships. It's like the New Hampshire Fire Chiefs Association membership's like $100. The New England Fire Chiefs membership. As long as I can produce a receipt, we can get reimbursed, which I'm in the process of getting everything now.
And they don't need to know how much that's going to be or anything in advance. You can just
No, but I can only submit 3 sets of turnout gear receipts, 3 sets of.
Okay.
We just bought 3 sets over the last 6 months.
Okay.
So basically, once we get that money reimbursed, I hope the money goes back to the fire department, but it's up to you guys, because then we can actually take that money and reuse it for new turnout gear, which we need.
Mm-hmm.
in the upcoming 6 months to a year.
Which sounds like a good plan.
It'd have to be voted on at town meeting to go back into the fire expendable trust.
Mm-hmm.
No other way around it. I hope they write the check to me and I'll put it in the fire.
Yeah, that and cash we don't do.
Yeah. The physicals, they are NFPA physicals.
Yep. Yeah, there's actually documentation of what needs to be done, and from our Concord, we do it at Concord.
Well, you know, is that
We do it
true?
at Concord Hospital. We have NFPA physical. We have the price list and everything, so they do everything that's required.
So if they're spending money out of their budget and they're getting reimbursed for it,
It comes
It
in
should
as a
go.
revenue. So
Right, you can't replenish to allow an over expenditure.
The money's going back to the town, one way or the other. I'm just saying.
no, but I like the concept. You
I
know,
do too.
that's it's one of the biggest expenses we have. Or keep it rotating. You know, is to keep trying to rotate that.
It'd still be about 13,000, 14,000 back to the town
Mm-hmm.
what's the deadline on that? That grant?
next year.
Next year.
Yeah, but I already have 3 sets of gear already bought already.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of I'm making appointments for 3 physicals.
Okay. Can you leave that packet so then the board can
I
just
can make
review it?
another copy.
Okay.
My copy.
Okay. Yeah, just make a copy before you
Yeah.
submit it, just so the board
Yeah.
can fully review it and
Yeah.
understand it all, please. Okay. What else you got?
So, we have the honor of having an individual here, Kyle Holmes. Everybody knows Kyle.
He's all dressed up.
General Order 26001, the promotion of firefighter Kyle Holmes to the rank of lieutenant. The Boston Fire Department is proud to announce the promotion of Kyle Holmes to the rank of lieutenant. Kyle began his service with the department in 2011 as a junior explorer. He was still 6 feet tall at the time. His interest in the fire service grew quickly, so did he. In 2014, he advanced to the role of explorer. In 2018, Kyle became a call firefighter, where he continued his training, education, and hands-on experience. His dedication, commitment to this appointment as a full-time firefighter to the town of Boston in 2023. Throughout his years of service, Kyle has consistently demonstrated professionalism, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the department and the community. His hard work, dedication, and continued pursuit of education has made Kyle an invaluable member of the Boston Fire Department. We are honored to recognize Kyle's accomplishments and celebrate his well-earned promotion. No one exemplifies the qualities of a lieutenant more than firefighter Kyle Holmes. Please join me in congratulating Kyle Holmes. So Kyle will be receiving his lieutenant, which will be effective immediately, and his wife will pin him.
Thank
Very
you.
much deserved.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Congratulations.
It's all right.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
That'll be good. Oh.
Thank you.
There you go.
Congrats. Hey, take a chair with you. Everybody take a chair.
Right?
I got rid of tennis.
Did you?
I gotta take them, but I found a spot for them. I found a spot for them. I can throw them in your truck tonight, Rick, if you want to drive.
I may help you out with that, just to get rid of these damn things.
Oh, Sarah, what do you got? Well, I'll wait till 6:30 for the gravel beds. Get you out of the way. Yeah.
Not tonight, anyway.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a culvert today, and it got postponed for some reason, and that was Rogers Road.
Yep.
It's collapsing in the middle. It is a 15-inch plastic culvert.
Fantastic.
I don't know why it was put on.
So the only concern I had was timing of it from the notification. So not last Wednesday send out an email that you're gonna change the culvert on Friday. You know, we need to give the townspeople enough notification that the roads are gonna be closed. You know, a week and a half kind of time frame. And then I know you did include PD and fire on it, so they had a game plan, but it's more so the biggest thing is the residents of town. Give them enough notification.
I talked to Karen about that, and because there's so many homes out there that I wasn't sure if I had to hand deliver them or if they were going to be mailed.
No, I mean,
My process was just to hand deliver, and that's what I've been doing for like West Lock. I delivered it 2 days prior to doing the culvert.
I mean, 2 days is kind of real short notice.
Where was
honestly.
that one?
Westlock.
What?
Westlock
She
Road?
did. She did West Lock, yeah. But
This is Rogers.
this is Rogers Road there.
Rogers Road, I have a picture
So,
of it. I don't know if you'll-
but
Oh, we saw that in the folder.
but that's my only main concern.
How long is that going to take?
Okay.
It'll take a day, right?
Yeah.
There is no other exit out of Rogers, right?
Yes, there is.
Oh,
I mean,
is
there
there?
is.
Is that loop around?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It
If it
isn't.
needs to be, then I can do a few more days ahead of time, but I mean, like, that doesn't, there's a lot of houses through there.
No, I mean, as long as we can put it on the town's website there, announce it at a select board meeting, just so we get it out there. I don't expect you to go door to door and out notifications.
I think that if it's on a road that that has another exit and another way of getting in and out, I don't know why we have to do a 2-week notification for anybody.
I mean, that is a
I
school
mean, a
bus,
couple of
isn't it?
days, to let everybody know.
I actually, well, this week worked out great if I could have done it, because they're on school vacation.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it would have been perfect to get it done. So I disagree with stopping it.
Well, that's my thought. Is just notify the public because you know every time we don't notify the public, we always hear
It might
back.
be 2 ways out, but if people are used to going one way and they don't know what's coming, everybody's going to get down there, and then they got to turn around and go back the other way.
Right.
And if there's not room enough to turn around,
Well, if you put some signs out in advance,
in
put some
advance,
signs out, let people know in advance. I mean, but we don't need 2-week notice or anything like that.
So that's what
Knocking on doors or
that's
anything.
what you just said. Put signs out in advance. That's exactly what we're doing.
Well, you can put
Giving
it out
them
the day.
advance
You can put it the day before.
We don't have signs to
They
post
don't.
on these roads that state that, we're gonna be closing the road down on a certain date.
That's
We don't
yeah.
have anything like that.
Right.
They've never
So
had
I
any.
mean, I don't know what else to do with
Did
that.
you order your other signs?
Huh?
Did you order your other signs? Road
Uh,
closed and
Yes,
yeah, there's a couple other
yes.
ones. Got it.
Fran should have ordered them.
When are you going to do it now? Because I'll post. We can post on the website as well.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's what we did last time
Yeah.
when we did Westlock. We posted on the website.
Yeah, same with Ran Road too. Ran
Yep.
Road, I went.
Yeah, we'll just do it a little sooner than 2 days, and give
Yeah.
people a chance. And
That's all. I don't have a problem with you changing it.
yeah, when are you
Give the-
going to do
give
it
the
now?
residents.
No, I'm not really sure. Only because I did have it planned. We'll have to see how the weather is in the next. But it's hard because watching the weather and
Mhm.
according it to where it is a nice day out and it's not pouring rain, it's not going to create mud, it's not going to create a hassle. I want to just get in and get it done and over with. So planning it has been kind of a struggle, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm looking a week in advance, trying to pick a day, and then tomorrow we can't do it. Well, we can't do it this week anyways, but tomorrow Bob goes to his chainsaw class, so I'm down one
It's
person.
gonna rain at the end of the week,
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100%
so
sure
now it's
when,
pushed out another couple weeks.
when that will take
When you
place.
figure it, just let Karen know, we can, whoever, we can get it on the town website, let me know, and I'll put it out as well, like we did Rand Road. And good to go.
The map is all done. All the pictures are taken, videos and stuff like that. That's all taken care of. It's ready for the lady to come by Thursday.
Oh, yeah. That's for the.
You guys, did you guys do that already?
They did it today.
I thought they needed to witness that.
No, as long as according to
They
Karen,
did last
I
time.
verified
Last time DES was there and they watched it.
I know, and it's changed, and I spoke with the lady that's gonna come out and look
Yeah.
at this and said, do everything up front, just take pictures, leave the battery so she can turn it on and see the odometer. That's all that was
Yeah.
required, so we could get it done
Okay.
beforehand.
That's
And
all-
this is.
and it's on video too, so she can
Yeah.
stamp it on video
All right.
of what day that video was taken. So
And this
that's all.
is a
taken
different
care
grant than the last one.
Right.
So.
of. I have a quote here from Dow for the
Oh, Henry Dow, yeah.
for the
Crack ceiling.
crack seal.
Yep.
I have that. I also have some quotes too because we have stop signs that need to be replaced and or recovered to
Can we go back to the Mac real quick?
the map. Yeah.
What are the plans for the truck now?
It's
If we
up
was-
up top. It's up top.
No, I mean after DES inspects it,
It's
right?
going to auction, I believe.
Well, we just put it out for a bid process locally.
Okay,
Just
whatever.
put it out, and whoever interested in it, they can bid as to what they want
Okay,
to pay.
because I think last time we took it to scrap or something like that, and we didn't get crap for it, basically.
Right. But there's a couple interested parties that we've heard that
Okay.
are interested in the truck.
All
So,
right.
which if
I don't know what they're going to do with it now that it's cut in half and there's a hole in the block, but
There's
You're right.
probably still a lot of parts on that truck that somebody can use.
yeah, and if we put it out to bid, whoever wins the bid, they move it at their own expense. So,
All right.
if the board wants to do that, go that
and it's
route.
available where they can move it. It's up top, kind of near the back gate. It's right there, so they can pull in a big truck to back up to it. You know, you can pick up pieces.
Whatever.
Whatever. So.
Yep.
I have the estimate here for Dow for the. I chose some roads that I thought over other ones, like Barney for sure could be done. North Farmstead and Peach. Next year, if we have the funds and if this happens or whatever, would be like White Oak, Southwood Corner, and Free.
How much is that for?
This is so it's 5,000 a day, and with what we estimated, well not estimated, but we drove the road and stuff, looking at the road and stuff, it would be $15,000 to be able to crack seal those roads, those
Okay.
3 roads.
And we only have one proposal.
I mean, it didn't go at the bid. He's the one that's always done it here in town. And
Yeah.
he does all the
He
other.
was even talking to me about George.
He does all the other municipalities around us too. He literally bounces from one town to the next. That's all he does, and he's been doing it for 15 plus years now.
I also have
Here in
this
town.
from you too, that
Well-
it shows that he is the cheapest out of
Can I see?
surrounding. Do you want this too? Well,
Yes, please.
So you figured out, you've got down what you want this year, and then what you probably would do next year.
next year, yep.
Right?
The 3 roads that we would do
Yeah.
for 3 days.
It does seem to be a lot cheaper than everybody else.
Yeah, that's why they all went.
That's
The other ones were twice as
yeah. There's 10,000 in that line.
We got 10,000. That's it.
10,000.
It cost us 15.
I don't have my notes with me, but did we
So that's 3
cover
days.
anything from that last year?
Tell them to do it in
Give or
2.
take, he said that if it doesn't take 3 days, he
I'd have to look at
actually
my
cuts the deal or cuts a break. He doesn't go over his 3 days.
Right.
He gets as much done with those
Mhm.
roads as he should be able to. But like I said, we went and drove those roads, did the mileage on it and everything, and he was talking to me about like how long it possibly could take.
I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look up if we encumbered any money from last year for crack sealing. I thought we did, but so
Did we even do crack sealing last year?
no,
I was
that's
gonna say I don't remember doing it.
$520 left in the line.
yeah, and I think
And did we have a problem one year with that? I could have sworn there was some kind of problem with the job that was done. I don't
crack
remember what it
sealing.
was. Yeah.
So, do we know, I don't know, why exactly is he so much less than everybody else? Is that like a
So-
cause for concern? I mean,
What he told me was that they do local, so then they don't have to hire a bunch of people. He does most of the work, and he does have a few people working with him, and they're local too. So it's not like they're like having to stay in hotels or anything like that.
And
I
he's
mean,
been
he is
doing
a-
it how long here?
So he was doing it when George was here.
I mean he's
quite a while.
I mean he was doing it here when Jim Doucette was here.
Yeah.
And even before that, he's been doing it in town. So he's been doing it a long time. And him himself, he's out there with the crew.
Yeah. He
So
showed me a video.
with him, he's always with the crew.
All right. Well, somebody ought to make a motion to waive the bidding on that.
I mean, if they
I mean, I don't,
if you want,
the price is right, obviously, but
Yeah, it is.
um,
I'm just a little uncomfortable.
I think it would be
What
a
was-
concern if he hadn't done it before, but he's the guy that's been doing it for.
I'll just say it was 15,000, 5,000 a road roughly
5,000 a day.
a day, and he can do
You can do it in 3 days. Those ones.
all of North Barnstead Road. He can do it a day.
We didn't do the
Up
whole
to-
thing of North Barnstead. We went from Pittman.
Yep.
Because you guys are going to be paving that first. So from
Pittman North,
Pittman
yep.
down towards the lake.
Towards Walker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he turns around.
So let's find out if we encumbered any money, and then if
Okay.
we can do additional, then
Is that one that bad?
The one
North Barnstead?
North Barnstead from Pittman down. There's definitely some cracks going
Yeah.
on.
I
Yeah.
didn't think it was that bad. But compared to
I
some
mean, the
others.
only other thing is that if there is extra money and we can get them for another day, is continue North Barnstead. Not where the section of Walker and North Barnstead meet, because that whole section should be, my personal opinion, is regraded.
Okay.
Or, grind it up or
Reclaimed,
whatever. and do it
Reclaimed.
again.
Yeah.
That section is terrible.
Yeah.
Beyond that, if we have extra funds, we could continue North Barnstead.
yeah, because from Peacham down to Georgetown wasn't done. When from 28 on North Barnstead Road was done, they stopped at Georgetown because of the culvert right there. Okay.
So my other thing is we have one new stop sign left. We have some stop signs that need to be redone, sent and get recovered. And then there's also stop signs that are missing that we need stop signs. So I have 3 quotes here for brand new stop signs plus recovering
Okay.
some stop signs. So.
So 2 of those are within your purchasing authority. So
I
know you like
but
to keep us
wanted
informed.
I just wanted to make sure that was okay.
Yep.
So,
Told you about this already.
I was.
Don't bring us stuff you don't need approval for.
I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention.
Yep.
For those stop signs.
I appreciate that.
The other thing too is Dave's mower, the tractor. I did order 3 new blades. Wasn't expecting to be $1,505.24. So I went over $5.24. Just let me know.
It's not good.
Karen, write something up. We'll put that in her file.
Maybe you can have a fundraiser.
Oh yeah.
That other 5's got to come out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. The Valley Dam culvert. That's the one that is needs to be replaced. That's the one definitely the road will have to be shut down, but there's no other access point. There's only one way in.
Does anybody even live at the end of that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do they?
There's a
Yeah, I actually talked to. I
They got their
actually
own-
drove out there,
their own association out there.
and I talked to one of the neighbors, and they actually are like excited about that part. Not so much the dam, but excited about that culvert. The only thing is I didn't know if maybe we need to get a hold of somebody else because the water that comes from the hill there down the road and everything else, it drains right into the river. I don't want to say that.
All right. Why don't we take a look at that?
Yeah, take a look at that.
We'll get Jason on that. Perfect.
I can
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Do you have more signs that you need to order?
No,
Because it sounds like you do. No?
No. The stop signs are the biggest issue,
Okay.
especially over in the colony area.
Well, how about the road will be closed on this date sign? You got one of them?
No.
Yeah. We'd have to get one of those. Something they
Why
can change.
don't you look into that?
Look into that.
Yeah, please.
Something.
Will do. Absolutely. I'll keep on hold, but that culvert there's actually a crack in the road
Mm-hmm.
from
Okay.
edge to edge going across the road. So,
Right.
And while you're here too, the roller that got vandalized last night, that was on Barney Road.
it was across from Barney on North Farmstead.
In the
Oh,
parking
in the
area.
open lot.
In the open lot. Okay. So, if anybody knows anything about that in the public, yes, every single window got smashed in it, got broken. So, but
The roller, the town roller.
They
Was
parked
Barney-
a long time.
Barney Road across North
Yeah,
Farmstead,
well,
this parking lot.
just overnight.
Yeah, but I
So-
mean, we
But
parked
we
equipment there
parked
for a long
equipment
time,
there.
years.
I mean, the roller was over on Providence on Blueberry side.
Yep.
Right by 28. Never got messed with.
Yeah.
Usually
It's
don't.
been, they parked equipment where this was for years. And
Yeah.
Years and
not a
years.
problem.
But if anybody knows anything or hears anything, the PD would love to hear about it.
Call the local police department.
Police chief will get him, don't worry.
Might
So-
not have happened.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank Thank you. Right on schedule. So we got gravel bids. First one's from Angelini. Fitting here in town. Says loan bid only.
How much loan do we need?
I don't know. Apparently, you might need some for your projects. Loan bid only. $23 delivered. $19 picked up. Triaxle. Not bidding gravel or stone. From Angelini.
Well, I do in fact need some loan. That's a big surprise.
So second sealed bid is from Earth. Let's see what we got here.
Are they really out of Groveland?
He is, but his pit's off of San Clark Road 2 times.
Oh, okay.
His gravel pit is. So. Okay, Earth's bid. $4.75 a cubic yard for delivery only. Delivery. And we have a bid sheet too, price list for all the products that they have that they offer off of San Clark Road. The only problem with that is I don't know if it's 3/4 gravel, 1.5 gravel, 1 inch gravel. So we have to clarify that.
So they sent the loom in under the gravel bid,
Yes, he did.
and they don't have a gravel bid.
Nope. Angelina does not. And those are the only 2 sealed bids we got for gravel bids. So the board will have to review. Let's see. We've already talked about the decommissioned highway truck, Rogers Road culvert. Does the board want to talk about paving bids?
Let's do it.
So. So the sheet should be in order from lowest to highest priced. So you got there. And if the board does decide to do anything tonight, vote on it, I will abstain from the vote as I work with all the contractors. So
Well, we're talking. Talking about a $70,000 difference. On 2 of them. 3 of them. Nope, that was way off. $70 to $100, $180,000. So. So it looks like R&D paving and GMI.
those 2 are the 2 lowest.
The leaders. They're not just lowest, they're significantly lower.
Yeah, the next. Just shy of 50 grand. More is the next bid for Busby Construction.
Yeah. That's 20 grand. And then 70.
Just under 2 grand is advanced paving for the fourth.
Well, R&D does a lot of other towns, and I haven't really heard anything outrageous. I haven't heard anything bad about the job that they do. I would be curious as to the scheduling. I'm not sure how we go about checking that out, but I don't want to be doing it right before winter again.
No. Oh, well, the only ones we did last year right before winter were added.
There's a basketball court too. Yeah, that one didn't go until November or something.
So
Who around us has R&D done?
They do New Durham. I think they do. Who else do they do around here? I know they do more. See them everywhere. They do Alton.
they've done all in the past.
Yeah.
Before.
Do we know if GMI's done any around here?
They've done Alton as well. They've done Guilford. I don't know. I don't know 100% about Epsom.
I'm not sure either.
Pittsfield
I just see
usually,
them everywhere.
Pittsfield's usually Continental. Belmont's usually Busby.
Yeah.
Loudon's used Busby. They've used Continental before. They've used Variety.
Well, if Alton's used both, maybe we could find out what their preference, I mean, who they felt did the better job
GMI
for
has
them.
changed hands. So it's all new, right?
Recently too.
Yeah, very recently.
Yeah, so GMI is actually Peckham Corporation now.
Yeah.
I think we should give R&D a try. We did that last year with Advanced, and Advanced didn't even bid on it, huh?
Oh, yeah, they did. They were number 4.
Oh yeah, okay.
So what does the board want to do?
I think we should let R&D do it. I'll make a motion.
Should we find out when they can do it? Or
Yeah, they're all going to have the same schedule, just like they did last year. Except we were told they could start in 2 weeks. That didn't happen.
No,
It was
it
2 months. So what we're told and what happens usually doesn't coincide with each other.
September. That's when everything has to be done by September, unless the contractor. Yeah,
Had to be done by September,
September 30th.
Okay.
I want to say, but-
so that's good.
so the biggest thing is going to be Maple Street to get that all done before school. That's going to be
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but so you made a motion.
Make a motion to grant R&D paving the bid.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Possibly a stipulation as to, that it's not the end of the season. It's done beforehand.
Yep.
First, because of Maple Street and the school, and just so we're not in the same deal as last year.
And
Yep.
They said the bid had said it had to be done by
Like
September.
September, it's still
Yeah.
getting late, but I understand because we're into almost into May now, so.
I'm kind of concerned about Maple anyways, because they're still going to be doing construction until December up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be based. That's the reason for that too.
Yeah.
So. Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain. So R&D. I'll reach out to them.
See if you can get a timeline on the schedule to what you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're up. Conservation. Yep. That's right. I knew you were waiting.
All right, well, let's see. Got some maps. Before we get in,
Thank you.
at a later stage, and I'll bring along some larger copies so the public can have more information.
Thank you.
What we're doing is, it's not a public hearing per se to purchase property, but what we want to do is negotiate and pursue purchasing a property. It's the same one that I came to you back in December 22. We paid for the appraisal for a conservation easement on the property, and the appraisal came back so high, there was no way it was ever going to happen, and it didn't. Belongs to Carleen Malden around Bow Lake Road, and she's getting tired of waiting for something to happen. So she offered us for like a quarter of what the appraisal was. We have the money in our account, that's really cool. We don't really spend any money, so we're saving up for these kinds of things. Like I said, the appraisal came back at $450,000, so it's basically a quarter of what we're talking about. So on Province Road, just east of the Western Bucket subdivision off of Gray Road, direction, going towards the Boy Scout camp. And as you tell, it's a little hard to make out on these maps. The crosshatched areas are existing public lands. They aren't necessarily all conservation, but in this case, I think most of them are. And the total, this is total acreage is 102.83 acres. The little piece at the top of that figure there, that's actually 4 acres the town already owns. Tracy Merrill donated for us in Kingston. So that's perfect. I mean, it fits in perfectly. And then as you go east of that, there's 2 lots that are owned by the town, and then you go into the Boy Scout conservation easement as well as Clark Village. So there's a good sized chunk of land. That's exactly what you want to have in a situation like that. I brought along reinforcements, so I feel better. So part of what we're requesting is to work with the town attorney to put together the deed. Now, Bill Parker did, and I've worked with mostly Bill, because he has a real strong background in stuff working for the state. And we went round and round. This is the version 5 already, just ourselves. So what he's requesting is to be able to work with the town attorney to review that, kind of give them his input or whatever, just to kind of smooth the process, make it quicker for them, so they're not starting from square one. So that's where we are with this. I don't know if Bill had anything to add to it right now, but so what we'll do, Carleen is gone on a world trip. She's on a cruise around the world. Has been since January. She'll be back in July, so we have some time to put it together. And so we probably can, try to finalize it in July, not too long after that, just but it's something we're kind of excited about. It would have been great to have it just as an easement, but they say the Forest Society says the conservation easements are just probably done because they're so expensive.
Right.
Land values have gone so high, and the grants that fund the easements, they don't get any higher.
Yeah.
And so it's probably not going to happen much unless somebody wants to do an easement and donate. In that case, they kind of take that. I don't know if you have any questions that I can help straighten out. So the top map is kind of interesting because it comes with Fish and Game. The pink is highest front habitat in New Hampshire.
I know, I was just looking at that.
And it picks up the stream. Green habitat is highest in the biological region. I've never understood exactly what they mean by that, but it's still significant and it contributes to the stream habitat. And the site does include a good chunk of the stream. In fact, the stream is part of the boundary. So the second sheet, it gives you a little bit clearer look at what the property is. You can see the top lot says that's the top. And these lots on the left-hand side, those are the Western Hutton lots. So it looks like it'd be a good project. And like I said, we have money. We haven't really got much on anything, hardly go to meetings or anything like that. So, and most of our money has come from land use change. So that's
We could use a little if you got that much.
I believe it.
What was the originally they were asking price? Do you remember?
The appraisal was like $450,000. They originally bought it from Twin, but that was quite a while ago.
That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, quite a few.
It was quite a while.
Yeah.
And then they cut out trails. Carlene and Richard Miller, president, cut out trails, and they really did quite a bit of work out there. And one of the things they want is it to remain wild. They don't really want anything out there. There was a small cabin, I guess, but they took that out as part of their looking into the easement situation.
So is the board okay?
I would
Reach
assume
out to
that
attorney.
you'll be responsible for all the legal services provided
Yeah, we
to our attorney?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And anything else that would come up, it should be pretty straightforward because we've got quite a bit of work already in the deed. If we can work directly with them, sit down and work with the water.
Mm-hmm.
So then we'll come back later with yeah, that was public hearing. It's
Mhm.
gonna be actual one.
All right. So the board's okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm okay with
As long
it.
as conservation pays the legal fees? Okay. Just so I can
Any costs associated with it?
let the attorney know, yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
So we got a couple of passes of the easement themselves, just to give you something to look at.
Bill's got something,
Relating to
Bill's got something for you.
yeah.
What's important here, I don't get it well. We need your blessing to spend $110,000 to purchase the land. And like he explained it, 3 years ago the price was $450,000. So we're getting a real bargain deal for the citizens of the town. We're going to add to one of our special places, wonderful wild area, we could run through 30 miles.
Okay.
We're gonna be allowed to have a small parking lot out there and chop in the loop trail. Most of the trail will be there.
Yeah.
So this is just a really good deal. It's the kind of projects the commission really likes to bring forward.
It sounds like a really good deal. All right, so you still have to have a public hearing anyways.
Right.
So,
And he was looking July-ish. He was
So
at,
Yeah, we should, middle of July or something.
yeah,
like that.
so your permission to spend, can that wait till July, or is that,
Yeah.
We're not gonna spend the money till we're at closing.
okay,
And Carly's not back until early July.
okay,
So we would like to have everything ready to
Perfect.
go. If you give us
Yep.
permission to work with the town attorney, the deed is pretty much ready to be recorded. I feel.
Yeah.
So just like to work it, but
Yep.
there's some twists and turns that we're very familiar with. We can explain it without spending a lot of money and a lot of research. It's pretty much ready to go. So who is your town attorney?
Michael Malaguti
Malaguti.
from Drummond and Woodson.
I'm not.
We'll have Karen,
What?
Karen, you
I'll send you
sending
his
that contact information?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Just be careful, he likes to talk.
right, you all set with that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, now I'm gonna step aside and start another discussion. Vote ramp. We had a permit to fix the boat ramp, so we went at it a couple different times
Boat ramp.
with some success.
Which boat ramp?
Yeah, which one are we talking about? Narrows Road, boat ramp, okay.
And I had no clue that they were going to do that work on their game. So, needless to say, our permit expired because I was paying attention. We had it in the file here, and I kind of lost track of it.
All right.
So we started putting together another one. It's not going to cost the town anything, but you will have to sign the application when it comes time. It probably won't happen for several months anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's basically the same project, and the permit needs to be used on the same thing. They just have to double check with the fellow who did the original permit. But it's pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a kind of a tough spot because a lot
It
of
is.
water goes through
It
there.
is, and parking stinks over there, and you're in the road.
Yeah, yeah.
But there isn't any other place to really get in there.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do. Maybe the water will be a little bit lower, make it a little bit easier. It was just hard to move things with the water coming through there so fast. But,
Yeah.
well, we'll try again. All right, then I'll take care of that and get back to you when we can. Okay, great.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Town hall plans date.
When was our next public hearing scheduled? Remember?
May,
Next Tuesday.
Is it next Tuesday? Okay, so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I think we really should do is make sure that those plans are good as is, or with the changes that we had talked about doing. I really don't want to spend a lot of money on new drawings. It may not be that bad if we only got to move a couple walls here, there, or wherever that we're thinking. But I think we should work on trying to get that done before next week.
Well, yeah, I think we have to have it done before, because
We do
we're
have
having the second public hearing, we have to have the final draft.
the RFP we need to go over as well. I'm almost thinking that I hate to say it, but I think we almost ought to schedule a work session, which means another meeting. But just for those items, and to talk about as well some of the logistics for what we're going to do with the office space and stuff. Andy and I met with Block 5 on Thursday. He came in, took a look at what we have, what we're going to do downstairs temporarily, and he didn't feel that it was that big of a move that he'd be able to do it one day. The other thing we talked about was setting this room up as office space. Logistically, the power would be easy to set up for I think we figured out 6 desks? Is that what we figured out?
Yeah.
Something like 6 desks.
6. Yeah.
So blocking this section off here, putting 6 desks out here.
Is that for the whole time, or that's?
That's just for when they rip that thing apart. They can go in, they can do the pad, they can do some of the outside stuff, they can do a lot, really. But moving the server and keeping all the connections in the other area probably isn't going to work. He was not real hip on that, because he's going to end up cutting a lot of cable and stuff to get things through holes instead of remaking cable. But he felt that we move that server downstairs, we're moving it back far enough so that even when that's exposed, it won't be interfered with.
Mm-hmm.
We're still gonna have to build something around it to keep the dust out probably. But he seemed to think that was the simplest solution, the fastest, easiest way to get everybody reconnected to, because it would be like a day move thing. We talked about maybe the 20th on doing that, which was what, April, May?
May 20th.
But I
The
think,
third Wednesday of the month.
Yep.
We're already closed.
right, but we may want to push that out. Because I think Andy was under the impression that we were going to be able to keep the other connections live,
A couple of them are just run a couple
which would
cables.
leave you guys in the other room longer. So we don't want him to have to move the server and then move you guys out here while you don't need to be out here. You understand what I'm saying?
I think the less time they have to be out there
Exactly.
is the better.
Right. So I'm not sure the 20th is going to work like we were thinking. So I think we told him to put that in his schedule or think about that, didn't we?
Well, he'll have Rock Solid here that'll make cables for him, and he was only planning he was going to be here for like a couple hours to do what he needed to do.
And that's what he sounded like.
But he was going to plan all day to help Block 5 with this whole process. So if we need him to make some cables, I mean the cables are going to be, I say, fairly inexpensive for him to make and run, but see what he can do. 'Cause I
Block
don't-
5 is our IT company to anybody that's taking notes or does not know.
Yep.
We
Yes.
do have an RFP. We do need to review this quickly so that we can get it out. There's some things in here that we need to decide on, basically dates, times, review it, see if we need to modify it at all,
Yep.
and then get it out. And this is really just primarily for the outside work. I mean, we are taking quotes, I think, for the demo and the framing. Yeah, framing and demo is included in this.
They are sealed bids.
Yeah. But I'd like to get this out as quickly as possible. So I don't know if you guys want to meet on another time, or when do you, or review it and then discuss it, or we just got this tonight, so
Yeah.
haven't really had a chance to go through the whole thing.
I mean,
So have we officially asked Thad if he's going to oversee this project, and he said yes? I mean, I know he came here last time and talked and whatever, but do we have an official commitment from him
Yes.
for that?
I thought Karen asked him.
Yeah, Karen asked him to.
I
asked.
It was only him and I had asked after the prior selectmen's meeting when this came up. So he said he would to me, but
That's fine. I just didn't know if we had posed that to him. Like I said, like,
He would be the clerk of the works.
Right.
So, well, for a work session, because we can talk about this at a work session. too.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
When-
And we can also talk about the plans at the work session. We can also talk about the logistics of the move.
So when do we?
And maybe we should. Maybe I ought to give Block 5 a call too, and talk to him again briefly.
Yeah.
This I'm not worried about setting up. He was pretty clear on
This was
that. It's just coordinating the time that we can actually throw them out here,
right.
literally. And if we're not going to do it on the same day he moves that, how much extra work is it to keep what's there, or some stuff that's there in that room,
Right.
until we're ready to actually mow it down.
Figure that out.
Because I agree with Paul. I think we, the less we have to have, the better.
Right. I mean, they're going through things right now, cleaning house. So
So let's plan a work session, the best way to get this all tied up.
There almost looks like there's plenty of room back there now. We don't need to do anything.
so when do you want to do a work session, or the board?
Yeah, could you have planning board this Thursday, right?
No.
Is it the
I-
planning board?
I got
until
this-
the next.
Next
I got
Thursday.
BCP this Thursday.
No, that's a perfect time for us to meet then.
Yeah.
What's everyone's thoughts?
We do it Monday, maybe?
Monday?
The 4th?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Monday would work.
Yeah, you can do this week. You just can't do next weekend.
Next Thursday.
No, not next Thursday. So what day? Monday?
Monday
Monday's
works.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, works for us.
I think we should do that.
6 o'clock?
Well, 6.
May 4th, 6 o'clock? Does that
That'll-
work?
That'll give us.
Yeah.
That'll
Okay.
give us some finalized stuff for Tuesday's meeting.
Perfect. May 4th.
In the meantime, take a look at this. And then pick at it. The plans too. That'll reduce how long our meeting is. Get it?
Hopefully.
So when the changes that we talked about on the plans, the
Mhm.
wall changes and the stairs or whatever, are we just gonna mark it on the plans that we have? Is that-
We're gonna. It depends how many more changes we make. Right now, all we're doing is moving 2 walls 6 feet.
Right,
You know what I mean? I don't think that justifies, creating a whole new set of plans,
Spending another.
Yeah.
spending another $2,000 or whatever it is on it. But
I mean, we have that set over there that's hanging up that we can finish marking up, and then the finalized ones, we have a second set we can
right, we have a second
Do
set,
that. mark up. That set is the finalized ones.
and we can get more sets too. I mean, if we have to.
Yep.
That's just. It just depends on how many changes we make. If we get into too many, then we're gonna have to go ahead and redraw it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna be very confusing for any bidders.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
So do you want to bring up the Onyx box?
No.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, we can. We were thinking that when we were talking about Andy and I about the Connex box that we have already. We've already started moving stuff into that. Basically, the way I think it's set up now is the files that we are putting in there are accessible and will be for the remainder of the project.
Those are all the day-to-day files that they have to get into.
So what we were
What's in that
thinking was that it might be advantageous for us to purchase another one and put everything that we don't need access to. It's either that or we haul stuff downstairs, put them over in that other building. I don't know. It's just, I think there really isn't a lot left out there. But we can't throw it in there and them still have access to it, So we're thinking at $3,300 or whatever, it may be worth it just to grab another one, shove everything in there we don't need or won't need to access. For the time being.
Wasn't there a concern about space out there though?
There is, but I don't believe that where it is now, we're kind of almost out of where we, it's almost out of the way. And I think we can also move it if we had to.
This current one is out of the way. Those will probably stay there. The second one, we were talking, we can just move it out behind fire, so it's still on the proximity. still accessible, but it's kind of out of the way of everything.
Move it after we fill it, or
We can move it
And that would be just storage anyway.
to storage
It's
anyway,
not gonna be
so it's out of the way.
anything that needs to be accessible.
No, if we tried to do like Andy Hole's garage over there, you got to make it secure over there. You got to add electricity with lights in there. Like,
well, we don't even know if
and
it leaks.
that's the other thing.
3,300, I mean.
So you're gonna spend way more than that trying to get the building secure and said wiring, electrical, lights in it. So
I like that idea.
but
And I'm sure the town will use it somewhere. You know what I mean? We can either police station, whatever, town.
yeah, because there's a lot of files upstairs that we don't need every single day, but we have to move as well.
And then we should look into getting rid of the files that we don't need too.
We've talked about getting the shredding company in here.
Yeah. Have you heard anything from them at all?
No, I still have to see what the company was that we used, and if we get a quote, we're gonna have to bid,
See what?
I'll see, all the boxes are marked, especially town clerk, tax collector stuff, they mark on it what day it can be destroyed, so they're easily accessible, we just have to have somebody bring them down. So let me look at the company and see what.
There's only a few of them, I think, that really do it anyways. And they're probably relatively the same price.
Get them out of there.
And get rid of what we don't need.
That one in Manchester is pretty good. Yeah.
So if we was to purchase another box, we wouldn't want to take that from project fund, or
We can pull it from the operating budget. We have enough in there. We can do that from. Yeah, we can plan accordingly.
okay. I think we should do that. We need a place to put all these chairs.
No, you want on your front lawn. So, all right. One question I do have, and I don't want to dig too deep into it, but downstairs, the two vaults I say downstairs, those are going to be wide open. The top of them, the roof, right?
No.
You're going to try to leave the floor there.
Oh, you mean the ones underneath Karen over
Underneath
there?
Karen's, yeah.
Are those vaults? I mean, what are they? What's in there?
Yeah,
There's
so.
a lot of-
I went in and saw one of them, and there was
Our
nothing but
vault
garbage
has
in there.
all the old records for properties, for water books, for stuff we have to keep.
Okay.
And I mean, it goes back to, the 1900s. But,
Now you say they're vaults. Do they have a concrete top to them? What's the ceiling in there?
I thought they were all concrete.
If they're all concrete, they're fine right where they are.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So if we have to
but
move that stuff,
we
then
need to verify that.
Well,
I just
And
want
the
to
got a
make
other
key.
sure.
one-
You got a key?
Yeah,
She
we've got
does.
keys to it, but the other one, remember, it's, the police have confidential information in there that you have to be CJIS certified to even go in and look through the records. So
Well, we're not.
we need to-
We have no interest in going in.
Right. as
Then
long as
looking at
it's
anything.
concrete.
No.
We just want to see
I
if
just
there's
wanna
a
make-
ceiling on it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that when the floor gets ripped off, it's not wide open.
I mean, if it's technically a vault, it should be concrete ceiling, I would guess.
Okay.
In which case, it'll be fine.
I don't remember the ceiling, but we'll double check that. Okay. Is that all for town hall?
I think so. We did put a set of drawings up on the wall over there too, if you want to take a peek at it.
I did have one follow up. Primex with the harassment training for the employees. Did we ever do anything with that?
No,
I think we had talked about.
Schedule that, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's all online. So.
Do we get confirmation after they do
yes.
it online?
Yep, they can just print out their certificates.
So we can have them do that.
And we have
As-
all new employees do that, they have all
Do
kinds
that.
of stuff, but
I'm just
We-
thinking an annual,
we should do it.
annually.
Annually.
Yep. Okay. Did you get anything back from about the health insurance that Will was talking about with the employees?
Yes, so, he gave me a list of those employees, and I just need to find out if any of the police want to, and then we'll schedule the day, but I haven't scheduled it yet.
Is there any for highway?
Is there what?
Any
for
for highway?
Anyone from highway wants to, or has any questions?
Okay, reach out to Sarah and see if any of them have any questions up there, please. Okay, I just wanted to follow up on that. We already talked about the truck bid process. So, that being said, now anybody else have anything?
I don't think so.
Are you advertising the greater position?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Well, you want to talk about after the applicant we have tonight?
Okay.
That's why I was going to wait till after that, but because we had that one application.
Okay. We'll wait till-
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're not doing non-public yet. At 7:12, I'll open up public input. Come on, Frank. I know you want to jump up. You can go. You go.
Sarah, and you guys were talking about the 3 roads and the 3 days, and you just kept saying you would get, and you know what?
Crack
Are you
ceiling.
paving or
Crack ceiling.
crack ceiling? Okay. That's the first thing.
You're welcome.
I was just hoping somebody would clarify. And then the other thing is, but the boat ramp, like when we have watershed projects proposal, when we have that whole plan in place, and they identify things that need to be done in the town, that might be one of them. And then we might be able to apply for grant money for that to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be work. I don't know how bad the plan is for that, but I don't know if it needs to be done immediately or this year if we wait a year or two. It might be something that we can get grant money for.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the actual engineering or project consists of. I mean,
I don't know. I wasn't on the board. when
they
he
talked
presented.
about it years ago, and I think they talked about basically sliding a concrete pad, prefab, basically, into the water there for the ramp, which is okay, except it's awful shallow through there. Yeah, I don't know how all that's going to work. Yeah, I think I remember something like that was part of it. But even still, grant money, if we're going to buy some precasts or something like that.
A year or two.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Just a thought. Yeah. We just received our 8319 grant, which we thought was going to complete some of the projects in the area. It's really for engineering. It's not to actually fix anything. It's to get the engineering in place. So we won't be able to fix this stuff until we get our 3rd grant.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't work on it, but it is possible that you gotta get your engineering done first.
You forgot to say your name, Linda. Thank you.
Girl.
Linda Vernon, 118 North Grinstead Road. At the last meeting, Fab talked about having a portion of this room reserved for some of the materials that he was going to need to complete the addition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have factored that.
Well, first we have to figure out if we're going to put them out here. But the idea is to, yes, build some kind of wall right between the lights there, pretty much, all the way across. Separate the construction end from the other side. So yes, there may be some room on this side here for materials.
Okay, all right. So you have the people on this side.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Correct. And then we'd have to relocate our meetings probably as well.
Mm-hmm. We'll do that too. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. 118 North Grinstead Road. So I just had a question on the cracking ceiling. You guys have a spec on what the gentleman's doing? I know if you say he's the cheapest, that's fine, but Is there any spec he's following?
I don't know if there ever is really.
New Hampshire state spec.
Yeah, I mean,
And is what he always follows, and Jason can go into more detail on that.
Jason, can you comment on that?
I could, but I will say, based on his quote, I don't really know what he's doing either. In the state, you would always come up with the amount of crack seal you were going to use. That's how the state always bids it. Obviously, that's based on crack volume on the road. So, saying he's going to do it for a day, I'd have to look at the roads to see how bad the cracking is. Really be able to tell you if that's a good deal or a bad deal.
And I agree with you. The only reason is I'm doing my parking lot, and it's what's the mix? How hot is it going to be? Is he using a leaf blower to blow the sand out, or is he using a pressure blower?
It's a hot air pressure blower. I can tell you that.
Is it what?
It's a hot air pressure blower.
Oh, good.
He has.
Those are the things I was thinking.
That I do know. Yeah.
In a big old tanker truck.
I mean, usually, sometimes someone uses a leaf blower to blow.
Right.
Yeah.
Air source, clean it out, then you apply thin mix, and you fill that with stuff.
The idea is not to make the crack bigger before you fill it.
No, you want it to stick though. Okay.
I know what you're saying.
And then for town hall, so just a question. So when the police department was done, we did the police department didn't really, to be honest, take much interest in the job of government. But I didn't hear after the fact that town ran out of money and they started using a lot of operational money to finish it, paving the parking lot, I think to insulate the attic. Those are the things I just heard. They could be absolutely wrong. But I just heard Andy saying, you say you want to buy another box out there, you want to use operational money. This is
Well, we're going to use. We're not using the project money for that, right? No, we're using regular operation money.
so. Will there be a I guess a list of what's being used out of operating for the town hall, just as a way to track the money that's being used out of operational funds?
Once the project starts, all that money will be just for that. There won't be anything else being done to the town hall that's outside of that.
So I understand. So you're going to buy the box out there in the operational funds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming you bought the box that you just bought was probably out of operational funds. So you're going to track that in operational that you're spending it for town hall.
We can do that.
Well,
If I can, it's already tracked. Anything that's spent out of the operating budget is paid for as a corresponding number to the budget. So when budget committee members get a copy of the expenditure, they can also get details. So every line item will break down everything that was purchased, and you will see the boxes or anything for town hall listed there.
So the line item will say that it's your purchase boxes for the town hall project.
no, not for the town hall project. It'll just say we purchased it.
So how does the budget?
And it doesn't necessarily go towards the project anyways. I mean, it might be being used for the project right at the moment, but we're not going to keep them.
Well,
no, we'll probably. I mean,
No, they'll go to a different
Department.
town department.
the town
They can use them for
itself will
something.
keep them.
So, but if let's say the town hall wasn't being built, would you buy the boxes?
One of them we probably would have because the fire department wanted one for training over in Pittsfield that they do. They want to be able to put all their training gear in there. And in the town shed, obviously can use
Anything they can get.
anything they can get their fingers on. So, yeah, I mean, we probably would have purchased them anyways. Maybe not the second one, but no.
At least one of them for fire, because they asked last year about that.
Okay.
But with what you asked, though, in the paving bid, there was a line out in the paving bid to pave out behind Town Hall.
Oh, I'm just
So-
I don't know if that's fact or fiction. That's why I said it.
No, I'm just telling you that's.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I've never heard of that.
No, No,
Huh?
It happened.
Frank.
Don't know if it's factored.
No, Frank. I'm telling you, this addition for town hall, out back of town hall, there is a line item in this year's paving budget that factored in paving out behind town hall.
Okay.
That was factored into it.
No, I don't know if there was one for the
The PD.
PD. I think that's what you're probably talking about.
The PD was added on after the fact.
Because that didn't have,
Okay.
Much interest in it.
Yeah.
That's what you being honest. I'll tell you right now. These are things for the next phase. I'm just
Right.
curious. I'd just like to know if we have a budget that we're working in, right? Whatever, 800 and
yeah.
831,000
Yeah, it's not for anything
minus
else
interest.
except
yeah,
for
so
that.
that's the town hall. I just, like anything else, I'm a director of department. I know how to spend money.
And if there's extra money,
You're gonna find us some supplies. That's what you're gonna do.
if there's extra money, we'd like to use it right in here.
I mean, we would like to redo the floors in here, as you can see.
I think this is a nice thing. You should keep that chill. You're gonna need that later.
This place needs some paint, and some
Need some paint, yeah.
Outside.
a little putty, a little paint, some
We
love.
should fix that light that's been flickering.
I know.
You haven't found us a new one.
I know, I just replaced the ballast.
Hey, look. We got to work in smoke detectors, so
You should fight with that guy who doesn't test it, because you're
Do we?
absolutely right. He's been testing the system and probably not telling you that it's been done.
Just to add to that, everything with the PD, a separate expenditure sheet that showed every expense, all the costs, the beginning, ending, everything we spent, same thing would be done with this.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Yep.
you'd be able to see, because it's trust fund money, and we have to account for everything, and we have to approve
every single
it
time.
before the board can spend it, so.
And that's, I get that, I was just, like I said,
Mhm.
if you're gonna use operational money for a move or something.
No, there's some logistics that we just, we don't want to take money from that.
The operating.
No, for the addition, We don't want to use it for anything but that.
Well, I'm just concerned that the operating budget is that it's for operating, right? You guys took a hit, your budget committee reduced the money, right? And you guys said you needed needs for that money and you got less. So I say to myself, how are you gonna put this money, that town hall expansion, you're gonna take some of that operating budget when you say you need it? What do you think? That's all I'm saying.
I want to be fair, hit the school budget.
School budget stuff too, absolutely, hit them hard, but you're, what do you call it? Not the principal, what is it? Superintendent's leaving them. Maybe the next person will be reduced the salary. Okay,
Okay. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Rusty.
George Clark, 5
Welcome back.
You got your application?
Nope.
Oh.
I have a few questions and a full statement. First question is the town hall project. Are those plans been reviewed by the
Regarding what?
municipal building?
But regarding what?
They have the fire marshal's office reviews plans, construction plans, whatever.
Are you asking if they need a sprinkler system?
I'm not making any
I'm
comments.
just. I figured there's a
asking
reason
if
why
they
you're.
review.
I'm asking because there's a reason why you're asking this question.
Well, yes, there is.
So.
I haven't done the square footage, and maybe Rick can fill me in, but quickly, don't go into detail. But in the large building fire code, it talks about substantial renovation, and it talks about square footage comparisons. And I'm just asking. I mean, and the reason it's not. I'm not trying to do anything other than just in making sure that when we make decisions in the town, we have ordinances and rules and regulations that apply to everybody, that we don't set ourselves up for, except us, and the next thing you do, you get a lawsuit from someone coming in saying, well, you didn't do it there, why am I going to do it? I'm just asking a question.
Well, we do have to have a sprinkler system.
It's over 5,000 square
There's
feet.
no way of getting around that.
Well, that's not true.
So.
If we knock 10 feet off the back, all the way across, it'll bring us just under the 5,000 we don't need. But we're not going to do that.
Well, I appreciate the openness.
right up front.
Right.
My whole point was that, if we invest town's money, you know, it's like, this is long-term investment, I hope. At least longer than I'll be there, so I guess that's good. And it was just a concern, because it's just like not having a generator in school. I mean, waiting folks,
Right.
you know. So I appreciate the answer. That's all I have.
Yeah, we are looking into it. The fire marshal and the chief, the fire chief, we've all discussed this over and over, trying to figure out a way to make it less expensive for us.
And I appreciate it. Again, as I say, my point was not to be anything other than make sure I brought up a concern that I just wanted to know
Right.
it would be had been looked at. That's all.
No, I appreciate that.
And so I appreciate that. Secondly, I wanted to make a comment. Many of you may have known, you may not have known, but last Saturday there was a celebration of life for a town employee and a member of the fire department. And I was appreciative that Rick was there and Karen was there, just to represent the fact that he was a town employee when he had unfortunate medical issue. And it's unfortunate, but those things happen. You know, have a little ability to have representation was noted, and I appreciated this on behalf of my employees. And now my next time to talk about my favorite subject is springtime.
You can wait till next week. Let's get it.
It's springtime. And what happens in the springtime? We have to start getting our roads in condition. And I'm sorry, but they're terrible. Are we doing dust control this year?
We're paving your street.
Are you really?
Yep.
When?
We're paving it.
I didn't see it on the list.
It's gonna get paved. I don't care. Right in front of your house is pavement. 200 feet of pavement.
You forgot the rest of
It's
it.
just that, the grading that was done in that area was a rough toning, I think. And it was suggested that someone would be back to finish grading, set it up, and then finish. And we're well over a month and it hasn't happened. And I can only tell you it's a dust bowl.
Do you know it takes 2.5 months to go around town once with one grader?
I'm well aware of the problems we have with too many miles of road.
Yep.
And too little time to do it. I fully understand that. And unfortunately, and I know you talked about quickly about the grader position, and I can tell you that I appreciate the doing maintenance now and they're putting culverts in and doing that kind of stuff, but this is the time you gotta do the roads. And if you don't control the dust, all of what you put on the road, what might be there, is out in the woods.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a full-time grader operator.
I realize
We have a part-time grader operator.
Yeah, but
And we've
We've been spending money on grader operators.
well, let me just add one more thing, and I'm not trying to be anything other than provide my help to people. Bosco Bell Road, I think, has been graded twice this spring, and it is unfortunately when we made the decision we wanted at least 2-car plus road wide. We took what little material was on the road and we pushed it out. And we just hauled gravel up on Bosco Bell Road last fall. Not in the big area, but down towards the 28th side. And it's been pushed, keeps being pushed out. And as much as George Batchelor's probably a great operator, he likes to make roads flat. And if you get above where the road widens out above towards 107 side, it is filled with potholes. Unbelievable number of potholes. And he just was up there at that level.
That road's in Pittsfield, isn't it?
No.
You sure?
Yep.
Check the
So
boundaries.
I'm looking at taxpayer dollars spent.
Right.
And you know, if we're gonna put gravel out, which we all know, you know, as like I brought it up to you guys, and you've been talking about this whole need for a major investment of gravel roads repairs, and realizing it's going to be significant money. And unfortunately, the school takes all the money, so you're trying to find ways to make it here and there. It's tough, but it's critical to keep the what we put on the road. And we're going in to a very serious drought condition
it's not probably gonna get better anytime this year. And whatever you got, roads that aren't pulled together and have some material that binds them, you know, it doesn't take long for that sun to work on it, and the next thing you know, everything's blowing up. Appreciate your help in working on that. I know you got lots to do.
Mm-hmm. Told you, you're gonna be driving a calcium truck.
That's what I gotta do. Could be worse.
Right.
But I just think it, you know, we need to maximize the money we do spend.
We need some help. That's what it boils down to. We need some more.
We're looking into a greater operation.
Well,
We should have done a long time ago, but it got overlooked.
That's not going to solve all the problem.
No, it doesn't. We've got a whole operation. But the issue is that if you look across the board, and Karen gave you some information over the weekend about people, the folks working out in farm office, actually slimming down in numbers. And, you know, and you start hearing that, as we have in the police department, we have in the fire department, and we have in the highway department. You know, it's like, okay, is there a problem? Somewhere there's a problem. And it's not always money, but there is a problem. I don't know if it's the hiring processes you're working with, and who you're interviewing, and how you keep them and evaluate them, or what, but people come and they don't last long.
I can tell you the hard part is just getting people to apply.
Yeah, well, I know it's a different
that's
world.
half the battle.
And it's not, and believe it or not, Vance is not wearing any other shoe that nobody else is wearing. I'll tell you that right now.
That's okay.
Pittsfield's low. Everybody's low on help right now.
But not taking an aggressive stance and moving forward, you're always going to get what you always got.
Yep.
And
Well,
that's not
you need people to show up. You need people to apply. You can't force somebody to come work for you.
You know, we had recommended maybe you ought to think about putting your human resource work to someone outside town. Because if Darren's the only one out in that office, and Jesse told me, but I'm not sure that was just an opinion, and I'm not trying to throw her under the bus. But if that's where we're at, you can't, you only get so many hours on it.
All right.
You gotta have some help. And we suggested either working with another town to fill that void, maybe, or something another option. I think it's just critical, my understanding, to have people apply. It's a workforce issue, and it's a challenge.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I'm not faulting.
No, it's all good.
Thank you.
I can take it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rusty. Mark? Where did Mark go? I don't even want to go. You already had your chance.
I know.
Mark wanted to go.
Well,
He's
still has to wait. But never mind. Question relative to North Linestead Road. I had sent Karen pictures that she shared with Sarah relative to the culvert area, and the bridge is actually kind of caving in two areas. And there's two trees that are, they're gone. They need to be cut down. But has anybody looked at that area of the culvert to take and figure out what they need to do with the bridge at this point? Because
I mean, that's going to be an engineered thing.
Yeah.
That's got to be an engineered thing.
So how long will that take? Is that on the list?
No.
I mean, it's nothing that's going to be this year.
And you'd need a DES permit to touch anything.
Yeah, it would be a year out
easily. I mean, we'd have to contract an engineer just to have them start the process as to what we can do. So.
But is it on the list at this point?
I don't think so.
It is on. It's on the list. So we've seen it. Yeah, one of our problem areas in town.
I say you close the road. Close the road.
I'm going to put that on a sign.
We should get rid of
Close the road for Frank Vermont.
Close the road.
The other question we had is on both sides of the road going down.
Yeah.
The culverts haven't been cleaned out in years. Is there any way to get the culverts cleaned out?
Well, the way it works is when they start cleaning culverts, they go up the road.
Except they have no way to clean culverts anymore because they don't have the water truck anymore.
Right.
So, because that has been gone now. So there is no real way to flush them out. Yeah.
They clean them out with front end loader.
Rusty, is that something the fire department ever did?
Nope.
No,
I said I didn't think so.
it would be possible.
No, when we build the pool,
What's that?
we build the pool.
Well,
I'll have to look into that.
Closing it down.
Hmm.
Closing down and culvert.
All you're gonna do is move all the debris from up top down below.
Right.
So it still needs to be cleaned out. There's a lot of them that need to be cleaned out.
I know. And one of the residents on South Shore Drive actually put a work order in to have that done with the DPW.
On North Barnstead Road?
Yeah.
Down the road?
Glen.
Did you see anything? North Barnstead Road, over by Locke's farm, the hill, to flush the culverts out.
There is one meeting up, but what it was supposed to do.
Right. Okay.
We have no way of flushing the culvert out.
Yeah. So that's something we gotta look into. The board and highway need to look into that as to what can be done. So.
I received a P&L for the first quarter of 2026. I wanted to get a general ledger as well, but I was told I couldn't get that.
Well, why can't she have that?
Because the general ledger is currently being updated. Our auditors are still doing 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So she received the expenditure report, and I told her as soon as the 2024 audit is complete, then our auditors produce a complete financial statement document that is for the public.
Okay.
So, and hopefully the 2024 will be done in the next month, and then they'll move to 2025 as well.
Why do I have to wait till September? I don't understand why it doesn't have to be audited for me to move to the budget.
So there are some financial documents that are technically a non-public document that fall under RSA 95 or 91-5. I can't remember off the top of my head. I was trying to look for it, but there are some that fall under non-public documents. So we'll have to review. Is that all you wanted? Was the general love ledger? So.
Because I got it last year for the first quarter, so I don't know what the problem is.
Were you able to? Did you
And
do that
I
last year?
asked you to bring in what was given to you. Because when you first came in, you were asking for something totally different, and then I think we realized that it was general ledger. If you just show me the document that was given to you, and I've already given you the expenditure.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just keep me in the loop on that,
Yes.
please. Thank you, Linda. Go, Denise.
No, not for their workload. They have. There's 8 jacks alone in that room. That's just for 2. Yeah. No.
The other question came up from a couple of our historical society members last week regarding the equipment behind the stage. Maybe we have some plastic equipment behind it or something to help.
On this side?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully nothing happens to it on this side.
Instructions in here is put up the walls, but concern that was related to me, so I'm just relaying what was related to me. So
Feel free to cover it up.
how I like to do that, is the way I do that.
lady
Mhm.
was told to ask me.
Yeah.
We should make sure that it's protected. I mean, if there's gonna be a lot of, dust or
there
something that would.
There shouldn't be anything out here. That's why we're putting the office people out here, you know? And if they have to wear masks or something, it's gonna be a problem.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you, Denise. Mark, finally.
I'm gonna stand.
Okay.
Mark Fraser, 374 Parade Road. And I'm here to revisit what I was in here for last fall.
The goats.
Mike Walsey was here, my neighbor, and he had to go back to work.
Oh.
We talked about the Japanese knotweed. This is all safety related on Parade Road, and it's probably the same thing in other areas of town. But Japanese knotweed, we talked about that encroaching on the road across from Jeff Young's in front of Mike's house, down by the bridge over the brook.
Mm.
And highway manager decided last fall to go plow it all up to the loader. And Mike was not very happy with that. And all that does is propagate that stuff. So I talked with Sarah just briefly about what had happened, what's taken place over the last 20 years. And we talked about the roads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
And Mike said that the Japanese knotweed comes up to his driveway by his barn back there, goes up to his house, but it won't cross the road because the ground is packed.
Mm-hmm.
So he's thinking that as a temporary measure, you can do the same thing along the edge of the paved section, like a 3 or 4 foot buffer, dig it out with gravel in, even put some fabric down and back down. And hopefully that would keep it back. But the problem that I have with that part of the road was built in the 1800s or even earlier, and that bridge is misaligned. For one thing, and it's not wide enough, and they're way too fast. So what happens is that Japanese knotweed comes out of the road, forces them out of the middle of the road. And when I have to get into my driveway with my big trailer and sometimes some pieces of equipment on it, I go down the grade, turn around and back, or if I'm coming from traffic, I come down through the grade so I can back into my driveway. The problem is I get there by Jeff's house right on the corner, and 2 or 3 times I've had cars hit it right for me because they're in the middle of the road, talking on the phone, driving too fast. They have no idea where the right side of the road is that they're supposed to be driving. So I think, and I mentioned it before, we need some centralized striping. We have everybody from Bill Smith Road, Province Road, even some from Gray Road, I've seen their cars, Gallon Road, Beautyville Road, they all come down by my house to get up to 28. And now that springtime is here, the noise is going to come back up, the speed has already come back up, and the noise has too. Kids on mopeds driving up and down the road, they shouldn't even be out. It's not a good situation, but the most important thing is that Japanese knotweed can get people to slow down. And I had given Bob a copy of the Hawkington speed ordinance that they have in town. And there's 2 ordinances, 2 statutes that allows the selectmen to reduce the speed. Anything to get them to slow down. I've been walking up there and going way back.
No, speed limit now is 35, isn't it? 30? Okay. So what makes you think that if we move it down to 25, they're going to listen to that one?
25, that's even more or less than they have. They're going to get protected.
Yeah.
And I did it a few years ago. Gary remembers I put my sign up there, and I'm going to do it again because it helps.
I thought we had a plan for goats. I thought we knew somebody that had some goats and was scheduled to come in there and.
Annie.
Yeah. Where's your goats? Where's your damn goats? They don't listen to you? They don't listen to you? So yeah, you see people move those all over the place, though, don't they, with a fence or something?
We have to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's my responsibility. I don't think it's Mike's responsibility. He doesn't either. I mean, we'll help.
Well, the town only owns so much, and that's all on his property.
But what happened, I don't know how the stuff got there in the first place, but Bob Eastwood was really good. He would keep mowing. And it just got spread. And if you walk down the River Brook, all the way down the river, you can follow the trail. But that's how it propagates.
And how far is the town responsible for? I mean, we got to go all the way up over his property and down on the other side?
What we're trying to do is get it out of the road.
Yeah, but it's just going to grow back, right?
No, we'll do something that's going to make it work.
So it won't cross the road, Matt. And so what you're saying is, if we were to widen that area right there, let's say even 3 feet, somehow, some way, pavement or whatever, man packet, won't cross that would keep it from going that excess 3 feet.
But that'll keep it back. But the problem is that you can't go down the cutters, you can't go down the road and dig it all up. Jim Doucette was trying, he had a plan. And Mike was working with him to get that to go back. The problem is the banking is so steep right by his farm, it's pretty difficult to do. But you know, it's a safety issue. And I know that the right of way there isn't very wide. From there all the way up to 28.
But that one spot where it's really overgrown, where it's been cut down now, that's where if it was widened somehow would.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Is it forces the cars out into the middle of the road. That's a bad point anyway. They're not paying attention. I've seen it. And Jeff knows it. I talked to him about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Jason, have you had any experience with knotweed?
Way too much.
Yep. So what's your thoughts?
Well, Mark's idea about putting some sort of barrier to help hold it back would be good. Would you go up on that slope?
I'm not sure how you go up the slope.
You could kind of do the same thing, right? If you
The study that I mentioned before was done in Mad River Valley, Vermont. And they used goats. There's a group of people involved. They dig up all the legumes and so forth. And I'm not sure how they dispose of them, but you have to get the root system. You can use chemicals when it flowers, but you can't use it after the flowers are gone. You have to wait till fall again, because when it flowers, the herbicides are taken back down and the roots and kills it. But with goats, they eat flowers, they eat everything, and it eventually kills the knotweed. It doesn't do it on the first try, but over time, the knotweed loses strength and it can't rejuvenate.
Can I have this conversation? Because I think there's a lot of accidents with Japanese knotweed and I'm battling it as well. And it's a much bigger problem than just there.
Oh, yeah.
Once it gets around the water source, it is impossible to get rid of. And it crowds out all the other native plants and it actually leads to more erosion on riverbanks. It's more educating people, because when people have on their own property, they should take care of it. It is really hard to get rid of. And it's not just, the roots can go like 15 feet deep. And if you mow it, forget it. That just comes back to your rubber. And UNH has a whole protocol of when to spray. You really have to use herbicide. And not for pesticides or herbicides, but in invasive plants, you have to use a certain herbicide. It has to use at a certain time when the plant's a certain height, and then come back. And it's like August, I think. And then, or sometime, and then 6 weeks later, you have to hit it again. And then it still will come back, but then you can start to at least take care of it.
Every time you do it, reaches the point.
Right, but it is a constant battle.
The problem with
that, and you cannot mow it. That is the worst.
the problem with right there by where Mike's house is, his well is right there. And then the real brook is right there. So
That's the problem.
I don't know if they have friend on the other side will kill it. I don't know.
I don't know.
One thing is, keep start working on it now, because we were in the Catskills and there were rivers there, like the stuff is where the Fire River is not on both sides. And it's a New York City watershed, and they spent billions of dollars to try to get rid of it, and they gave up. And that was just beautiful.
You can't burn it, I guess.
And
no.
once you pick it, once you get it up, you have to burn it, because you cannot compost it, you cannot put it in the dump.
Did you burn it in place?
I don't think they're doing it because I've heard that some people try to burn it and it gets in the air and it flies.
And targeting it is 7 years.
Right. Targeting it is supposed to get rid of the sunlight, keep the moisture away from it. So if you burn it, it's going to find its way out and feed everything else.
So if you was to go and cut it by hand, you know, like just cut it and throw it in the back of a pickup truck and then burn it.
It spreads like this. It's super deep. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And
In
it's just hard to
Japanese.
believe that, because if it gets around Suncook Lake or Suncook River, we're never going to get rid of it. So,
But it's headed down to the river now. But it's between that safety on that road, center lines, the noise. I mean, it's getting worse. I mean, I found out who the guy is. One of the guy with these real fast motorcycles, no mufflers. He came down in front of my house. I heard him coming, and he gets down by San Christian used to live, and I thought he was going to lose it. That's how fast he is. I have to keep it.
what road is
Great.
Wow.
And I will agree with Mark. I have to drive that corner all the time, and it's terrible. I get run off the road all the time.
It's because the road is tilted towards Jeff's house.
Yep.
And they're up on the high side and they drift down. It's like some places on Route 28 in Chichester, you don't know it, but the road tilts a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, you're headed off to Philly Farms.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you just don't know it because you can't see it. It's just a natural thing that happens when you drive. Just like when you go down the road, somebody swerves a little bit, you swerve a bit. It's like a little. But that's what happens.
And it doesn't help with the knotweed because that makes people drift over even more.
It does. So I have to be really careful to sit down and come back. I always stop. Just to make sure.
So I mean, if we put a fence up and put the goats in there, that's not going to help.
It would help. It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
And
It's not gonna.
but somebody has to manage it. So, I mean, if I was retired, it's fine. But I mean, it's one of those things that I'm not retired yet.
Well, Rusty can go down there. They're hanging out there.
I don't think we got enough money yet.
We don't.
Yeah.
So that's on my mind. You know, noise is loud, speed is fast, and now we don't have any state inspections. It's going to get worse because there's more motorcycles than I've ever seen coming down that road, and they're even louder than they ever were. Even though they have to be past state inspection, there's no inspection process. So they're going to think they can get rid of it. And they are.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mark. There.
One other thing.
Yep.
Two of them. When it comes to the grader, if we're so far behind on grading and we don't have a grader on grader, part-time grader on grader, making the roads flat, why don't we sub it out?
We are.
We
That's
are.
what we're doing.
Two already.
You got two guys already, two graders?
No, we have
No, we have one grader, two operators.
one grader, and somebody has their own grader that's
Oh,
being
okay.
subbed out to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's my problem. There's a guy down in Allenstown who built a long time ago. He's
Yeah.
actually been on that. Right.
Yeah. We're already doing that. It's just costing too much. And we have a lot more to do.
No, we're just thinking the cost of the road.
Can't spend money you don't have.
Well, that's true.
There was
Thank you, Mark.
a podcast January timeframe.
This is your third time now, Melinda.
No, this
Jeez.
on all types of innovations.
Fourth time?
Species,
Oh, I was wrong.
And they included knotweed. I can go down and take a look and see if I can find information on it.
My fear is sinking money into, building the road back to stop it, and it doesn't work. Then we're just wasting money. We're just throwing money out the window.
It's going to be an ongoing process. So.
Sometimes they need the notes. You gotta look up the innovation protocol.
Yeah. And then to throw in, when you throw in a well and a water source right next to it, now you've lost half your resources for that battle.
Okay. Enough of that. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna close public input at 7:56, so we can keep moving on. Oops, sorry. Was Wayne? Sorry, Wayne.
That's all right.
Still open.
I'd just like to make a little comment about the design on building. And you know that I was on the Space Needs Committee. And the thing is that when they were designing it, they changed it 100 times because they wanted to look at the flow. And they said, oh, this one is better this way. And our main concern was, well, you're staying in the budget, so it doesn't really matter if it works out for you. And I'm going to be concerned about if the public looks at that and say, I might be surprised if somebody would say, well, after you get it finished, oh, I thought that one was going to be over there. But for the most part, I wouldn't be concerned about that it's not updated if you make a couple of changes.
And that's really not where the concern's coming from. The concern's coming from when we ask somebody to give us a proposal on it, and they're trying to figure out, okay, what's my cost in this, and where are things going to go, and how am I going to do this? And then to find out that the wall's not even there, it can create a problem.
Yeah.
So we want it as accurate as we can have it, without spending a lot of money in changes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever.
And square footage is so
right.
It shouldn't
Pretty
be,
much, right.
Yeah, unless it was a couple of bathrooms.
Yeah. And the changes that we've already discussed are pretty minor, to be honest with you.
Anybody else? Make sure I didn't miss anybody for public input. Okay. Close at 7:58. Okay. You didn't have anything else, Karen? Nope. Okay. Make a motion to go into non-public under 91-A:3 2 B. Correct? B.